It now gives me tremendous pleasure to introduce our guest speaker today. Katrina INL. Katrina is a private clients consultant with PwC, and she is part of a team which works with private businesses, families, and individuals. She describes herself as a problem solver, a solver of some tricky problems, and she'll tell us more about that. Her life with PwC is clearly important to her, but that's not the main reason why we have her talking to you today. The main reason is that she was in your shoes. So she holds a double degree, Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Science, and completed at UNSW in 2017. Whilst she was here, Katrina did a lot. She was active, she was engaged, she was involved. A UNSW Business School ambassador, involved in the Global Consulting Group, involved in the Negotiation Society, on the Student Representative Council, and did an internship in the School of Biotechnology and Biomolecular Sciences. In these ways, she exactly embodies the message that I was giving, the Dean was giving, and that Will and Jessica do. And just as an aside, I'm told that Katrina is a rather good flamenco dancer. So a warm welcome to Katrina.
4, 3, 2, 1. 4 years, 3 international experiences, 2 degrees, and 1 incredible journey ago. There was a young girl outside the Clancy Auditorium clutching her rather oversized textbook, reviewing her Moodle requirements, her career accelerator programs, looking at how many textbooks she had to buy and whether she could get a second-hand copy. She remembered it was a really, really hot day and was trying to work out how to get inside this large Clancy Auditorium. 4 years ago, I was exactly where you are right now. 4 years later, I'm working at a Big Four. I'm at PricewaterhouseCoopers working as a private clients consultant in the Big Four private client space. What I'm going to tell you over the next few minutes, I've been told I have a 5-minute count, so there we go, are the 4 key things I learned each year of my journey. What I hope that you'll take away from this are the 4 key ways to maximize the next 3, 4, or potentially even 5 years here at the UNSW Business School, and of course the broader university. Allow me to walk you guys through my first year. Year number 1. The media tends to portray university as this very fun environment with lots of opportunities, which it is if you look for it. I struggled to get involved in my first year. It very much turned into this process of coming to school and going home and ticking a box. My first year was quite lonely. I didn't get involved. And that's why people are constantly telling you, university is what you get out of it. Until, of course, I got this email. It popped up, UNSW Business School. Summer school camp in this place called Lake Barrington. Took me a few days to pronounce that. By the time my second year rolled around, I had joined the management team of 5 different camps in arid Australia. But before I move on and tell you about my second year, I want to bring this back to my first key message, which is always knock on the door of probability. Because at the end of the day, the worst thing that can happen is someone saying no. So by the time my second year came around and I was going on all these different camps and programs again through the UNSW Business School, there's this one key moment that really stood out to me. I was crawling through the mud on one of those survivor programs through the business school, next to this woman. UNSW had invited different corporate representatives from places like McKinsey, Deloitte, other members of the Big Four, in order to partake in this program. And what this really demonstrates is that UNSW Business School is connected. They have access to so many people in industry, and they want access to you guys, let me tell you. So I'm crawling through the mud with this lady next to me, and I had no idea who she was at the time. 2 months later, I went to a McKinsey consulting session on campus, and there she was on stage as the COO of McKinsey, which is a top-tier consulting firm. I had no idea. And what this really goes to show is that UNSW Business School is fantastic at bringing you guys authentic connections with people from industry. Which brings me to my second lesson. You never really know who you're dancing next to on the dance floor. By the time my third year rolled around, I wanted to take my experience global. And so I did. I went to London, specifically to the London School of Economics and Political Science. And I know what some of you guys are probably thinking, hold on a second, Katrina, I don't have the funds to go on a big exchange semester. Guess what? I didn't actually do that in my third year. I went on a 3-week cross-institutional program. Feel free to write that down. This program was 3 weeks in the heart of London. I was studying innovation and entrepreneurship. I got to walk through Oxford University. I even got to stand in the very spot where Harry Potter covered himself with his invisibility cloak. UNSW Business School looked out for me and provided me with the means to actually go there and take on this amazing experience. Which brings me to my third point. Don't be rushed by other people's timelines. They weren't actually yours to begin with, and they still aren't yours. But what does this actually mean? By the time I hit my third degree, which is 3/4 of the way in, I hit a 3/4 of a degree crisis, much like a 3/4 life crisis. People were telling me, hold on a second, Katrina, you mean by the end of your third year, which is your penultimate year, you don't have 5 jobs lined up, an internship lined up, you've done your summer school internship, and you know exactly what you want to be? I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. However, what I did learn at the end of that was that industry is there and the business school is there to help you. And you do not have to be limited by this construed timeline. In fact, having a clear vision of your future does open a lot of doors. But ironically, sometimes having an unclear vision of your future opens up even more doors, if you let it. My 4th year eventually rolled around and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go even more global. So I went to the United States. I took in 2 key experiences. I went on a 7-week summer school program at Harvard University in Boston, Massachusetts. I took a public speaking course and I took a molecular biology course. And I was able to get both of those courses accredited back home here at my UNSW double degree. Something that the university also offers to you guys, international experiences and ability to accredit them back at home. I then went on to study at Purdue University in Indiana, which is near Chicago, and that was, of course, another fantastic experience. Something that happened to me along the way, which is a whole other story that I can tell you later, my passport got stolen. Of course, I called the business school and I said, guys, my passport just got stolen. How on earth am I going to complete my degree on time? How am I going to come back? Oh my goodness. You know what they did? They looked after me the whole time. From the beginning to the end, they said, Katrina, don't worry. We have your records. We are communicating with Purdue University. It's all going to be okay. This university looks out for you on so many levels. On a personal level, on a career level, and even when you go on abroad on an international scale. I hope this really goes to highlight just how much this university does indeed look out for you. Which brings me to my final point, the alumni network. I was invited back here today as a UNSW alumni, and I cannot be prouder to be telling you about my journey over the past 4 years. But before I do go, I want to leave you with a really key quote, inspired by Benjamin Franklin. It's on my pencil case, which I have back at home. During your time here, I want each and every one of you to either write something worth doing or do something worth writing at the UNSW Business School. Thank you very much.